Shankaracharyamata Shishan Shri Shankaracharyamatasya Pamapadancha Hastang Maragancha Shisham Dangdo da Gopa Dikakalamanyam Asma Guru Sang Tadamana Dusmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Arayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavapadam Shankara Luga Shankara 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 Chaya Keshavam Palayanyan Sudha Pasho Gato Vande Bhagavanto Puna Punaha Yadwale Nikila Nilimpa Parisha Sitting Vitate Nisham Sri Mashilasitam Jagaguru Badam Natwa Matu Dingara Luganyana Payuda Badanaturan Shri Shankara Shangmadam Pavanatang Sarasvati Guruvaran Thyayami Chuti Mayam Avahanang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Achmaniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Snanang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Vastan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Changanan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Ashadan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Pushpan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Dupan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Dipan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Nevedyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Tangbudan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Shri Phalan Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Aratikyam Kapura Goran Karunavadaran Sansara Saran Pujakindaharan Sadava Sandan Hindayana Vinde Pavan Pavani Sahidang Namami Aradikyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha Pushpanjali Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sasha Balang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akadam Madala Kalan Yapadan Yenachla Chalan Dapadan Dashidan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Pushpanjalim Samapayami Shri Shri Guru Chanakame Pyo Namaha感恩我的上师古如记，让我们带着尊敬的心、感恩的心，开始我们今天阿育吠陀疗愈师一阶第4天的学习。
सततानुषक्तान् अशेषकाय प्रसृतान् अशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोह अरतितान् जखान यो अपूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Welcome to the fourth day of our Ayurveda studies.
欢迎大家来到我们今天阿育吠陀疗愈世一阶第4天的学习。
Hope you remember all the last 3 days of our program, which we will do a recap now.
希望大家可以能够对我们前几天学的东西都有所印象。那我们同样的先复习一下。
On the first day, we have studied about the basic principles of Ayurveda, the history of Ayurveda, and how the science helps us in our daily life.
我们首先学习了阿育吠陀的一个基本的概念理论，然后阿育吠陀的一个历史，然后阿育吠陀的重要性。
So this history starts from the beginning of human race.
那这个阿育吠陀的历史从人类的开始，它也开始了。
The science of life developed along with life in earth.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Science of life, Ayurveda, developed along with the science of life, or the life begins along with the life beginning in the universe.
这个阿育吠陀的生命的科学跟我们人类的一个生命的发展是同步的。
So it is not founded by some particular person. It is coexisting with the knowledge or the life in this earth.
它跟我们这个整个这个人类的演化是同步的。Dr. Manoj, could you set Jack as a co-host?
Yes, I have made. Maybe a wrong person.
No, not the wrong one. Just make one more.
Which one? Jack?
Yeah.
But written in English?
Yes.
Is it done now?
Yes.
So the people in the earth, when they were living in a natural way in the forest, or as people who wandering for the food and for the daily needs, there was no health issues for them.
那最早的人类，他生活在这个自然当中，生活在树林里、森林里，他其实没有什么大的健康的问题的。
When they started living in villages, when they started living in the home, they make food, they cook food, they started, collecting food. That is the time, and they started indulging in many worldly pleasures. Slowly, the health started affected.
那他们后来人们就开始就进入那个群居的生活，住在一个村落里啊，然后他们就开始煮食物，然后自己去这个收集食物，然后他们就是在这个 世俗的一个环境中生活，充满了压力，慢慢的疾病就产生了。
When they were in nature, when they exposed to nature, they were very much immune. They have a more natural immunity, and the food and everything was very fresh they were eating, and they have very peaceful and stress-free life. And that was the reason initially they were very healthy.
那就是最原始的人类呢，他们是在自然中生活，所以他们就是本身就有自己的身体就有很强的一个免疫能力，然后他们在这个自己的一个生命状态呢，它里面也是充满一个平静、没有压力的环境下，所以他们就身体是相对来说是很健康的。
But when the situation changed, where they were living in homes, in houses, living together, interacting with many people, and involving in different types of jobs and professions, and the personal interrelationship, all these factors, if is not happening in a proper way, it increases the stress.
那就是后来呢，人们就开始群居生活之后呢，然后就有了工作，然后跟更多的人交流，所以呢，他们也会有很多的压力，所以就是这个疾病慢慢就开始产生了。
So our system will react to all this stress, and it gives different types of uh, results, or we call it health problems.
那我们的身体呢，它会对这个压力产生这个反应，所以呢，我们就会产生一些健康的问题。
So Ayurveda, along with all the ancient health sciences, believe in the harmony in life.
那我们这个阿育吠陀呢，跟就是很多的那个自然的科学是一样的，我们的重点是在于说和谐。
Everything in nature, every living things in the nature have their own right to survive here, like we human beings.
那这个自然界一切的生物，它都有权利去生存。
But when we disturb this harmony, our system reacts in a different way, and the nature involved in our life in a different way, and that can ends up in disease.
那当我们去打破这份和谐的时候，那有可能就会产生疾病。
So when the people started getting this type of problems, the great rishis, or we call them the great scientists of the ancient days, they made what you call a seminar, and they started discussing about this type of problems and how we can solve it.
就是这种原因产生之后呢，我们就是在这个很多的圣人啊，包括这就是之前的一些科学家、一些有学者，他们就聚在一起，就开始讨论了，说有哪些针对这个疾病的方法。
And they grouped together under a great leader of that time called Atreya or Bharadwaja and Indra, like medical people, and they started teaching, and they started gathering informations or knowledge, and they compiled a book called Atreya Samhita.
就是那个我们就是说，就有一些这个智者，他们就一起相聚在一块儿了，他们就开始一起讨论说，如何说来我们解决我们这些问题。那他们那些就是很有名的人，就是我们第一天有讲到的，有那个叫什么，阿德里亚，就是阿特利亚。所以呢，他们就有写了这本这个最古老的医书，叫《阿特利亚本纪》。
Then from them, many other people learned in different branches, and 8 main branches developed in Ayurveda.
那之后呢，有跟他们一样的更多的人呢，他们也开始了去研究这个不同的阿育吠陀的一些分支学科，然后就有了8本这个类似于 相关的书籍。
Then after that, the different branches were studied in detail, and different texts, different branches very much flourished, like pediatrics, general medicine, surgery, gynecology, uh, then toxicology, psychiatry. There are different branches like this.
那之后呢，从这8本这个总集里边，就发展出了我们现在的不同的一个学科，比如说内科啊、外科啊、妇科啊，不同的一些这个不同的一个研究的一个领域。
After some time, the sciences of Ayurveda and started getting flourished from the or the contributions from different parts of the world. Like Chinese medicine have involved, Greek medicine have involved, Arab medicines have involved. So it became, a world classic or world branch of science after a certain period.
那之后呢，就是我们各个国家的一些这个医学的知识啊，都一起融合进来了，包括我们中医啊，包括这种阿拉伯的一些等等的，然后就是统合到了一块儿。
Then Ayurveda has a principle based on the 5-element theory.
那我们阿育吠陀呢有一个原则的话，它是建立在这个5大元素的一个基础之上的。
The whole universe is nothing but the manifestation of the same energy.
这个宇宙它就是一股能量的同一种能量的一个显化。
So they classify it into 5 levels, like the earth energy or water energy, fire energy, like that. So there are 5 basic elements or principles or forces by which the whole universe is made of.
我们这个世界由这5大元素构成：土元素、水元素、火元素、风元素、空间。
By the conjunction and disjunction of these 5 elements, the life originated in earth or in universe.
那这5大元素的一个结合呢，我们就形成我们的生命。
And combining these 5 elements, 3 life energy forces originated by the union of these forces in some ratio to form life in earth, and that is called dosha energy.
那就是由这5大元素呢，然后不同的比例的一个结合，然后就形成了我们的3股的生命的能量，三个道下，就是。
So the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are the 3 forces.
就是我们的 Vata 风，然后还有这个 Pitta 火，还有就是 Kapha 土。
By the combination of these forms of energy, the cellular structures are developed in the nature, and we call it them as dharus.
那就是由这3股生命能量，然后我们的一个身体的各个7大组织就形成了，这个叫他度。
By the conjunction and disjunction of this energy, different types of cells or dharus originated, and mainly they have classified into 7 called sub-dharus.
就是这个组织呢，身体的组织主要是由7个部分来组成的。
From them, these organs are developed. From the tissues, different types of organs are developed, and we call them the srotas.
就是我们这个组织呢，然后就形成我们的器官。
Then the organ systems have developed, like respiratory system, excretory system, and from them the life originated by the union of these forces, along with the universal, a reflection of the universal energy called Atman.
就是然后呢，这个组织呢就构成器官，然后器官呢又形成我们身体一些不同的系统，比如说呼吸系统啊等等。
So the process of evolution in Ayurveda derives in this way, starting from a water animal to a human being is continuously undergoing some sort of manifestation. So from the water to the amphibian to to the primitive animals, and it is continuing as a human being now. The theory of evolution or the process of evolution still continues.
就是这样的一个循环，这个演化，它是不断的在这个发展，不断的在这个循环。
Then on the second day, we have seen about the different, the immunity of or the health and disease, how the health and disease develops, and what is the energy which is needed in our body to prevent all types of diseases and how we can maintain health. All these things we have seen on the second day.
那第二天我们就讲了一个是健康的概念，然后是如何来我们预防身体的一个疾病，然后如何让身体快速的恢复健康，然后我们讲了一个免疫力。
Later, we have seen about the power of metabolism, how the metabolism functions, Agni, and if it is not happening properly, what happens, the toxins, and how the toxins develop, and how we can remove the toxins, etc. We have seen on our third day class yesterday.
那这个昨天呢，我们就讲到一个我们的消化火的概念，然后我们新陈代谢如果很弱的话，会造成什么样的一个影响？然后呢，我们如何的去了解我们这个毒素形成的原因，然后还有就是说我们如何来进行排毒，身体有毒素的表现等等。
So in the yesterday's class, we have seen in detail about the types of toxins which develops and how it blocks the channels and how it involved in the immunity and how it can create diseases.
那昨天呢，我们讲到了就是毒素的不同的类型，然后这个毒素如何让我们的身体的就是来让我们身体造成这个毒素堆积的身体的一个不通畅，还有就是说毒素对那个免疫力的一个影响等等。
So we have seen in detail the different ways of developing the toxins, and the toxins are like glue, or it is very sticky by nature. It blocks all the cells, organs, channels, even the nervous tissues. It covers everything like a glue, and it blocks the nutrition or the functions of that particular cells and organs.
就是我们昨天讲这个毒素形成的原因，然后毒素是怎样的一个质地，它就比较粘稠的质地，然后它会是粘在我们的细胞壁啊，然后我们的一个血管里啊，还有它会造成了这个我们身体的各个一个通道的一个堵塞，所以呢，它也会导致这个我们的营养没有办法能够去输送到我们身体的各个这个组织里边。
Also, we have seen yesterday how we can remove these toxins. And it is not same for all people. Even though there is toxins in the body, different people has to do the process of cleaning in a different way based on the prakriti and their health situation.
然后我昨天也讲了说我们如何来排毒的一些方法，不同的人呢有不同的方法，那所以呢我们要去学习它。
And we have seen basically two types of cleaning process. One is Shodhana and one is Shamana.
我们昨天讲的主要是两种那个排毒的一个类型，一个叫 Sadhana， 一个叫 Shodhana。
Shamana means burning of the toxins within our body by giving certain medicines or by doing certain types of rituals and therapies which helps to burn the sticky toxins within our body itself.
那就是说一个是的呢，就是说我们通过一些这个，比如说一些草药啊，一些这个直接治疗的方法，还有一些这个仪式啊等等，来让我们自己的这身体里边非常粘稠的这个毒素能够自己的去燃烧代谢掉。
So the first and foremost we have seen about the fasting and also the different types of fasting required for different types of people. Not the fasting same for all people.
我们昨天也讲到了一个关于这个断食，那不同的体质的人，他有不同的断食的方法，每个人都不一样。
Then we have seen the other shamana methods like improving your digestive fire and to burn the armor by giving some medicines, then exposing to sunlight, exposing to wind, then taking bath with mud. There are different methods of burning toxins within our body based on the requirement and the capacity and nature of the person.
那昨天我们也讲到了，就是说除了这个断食之外，还有一些其他的一个方法，比如是让你激活消化火的，然后让你的可以通过一些草药吃一些草药，让这个毒素去燃烧掉，还有就是通过日光浴啊、风浴啊、土浴啊，还有一个练习瑜伽等等方法。
So with this, we have gone to the second part of the cleaning, that is the shodhana, the elimination of toxins from the body. If the toxins are more, we cannot burn it completely. So we have to eliminate it. The process of elimination we have discussed in the name of Panchakarma.
那我们第二个讲的是这个叫净化法 ，shodhana，就是当我们身体的毒素特别多的话，那我们就要用这个净化法的，我们在阿育吠陀里边称为 Panchakarma 五步排毒法。
The Panchakarma is conducting in 3 levels: the preparatory therapy, the main therapy of cleaning, and after that rejuvenation and strengthening.
那主要它是分3个阶段，第一个阶段是准备阶段，第二个是就主要的一个那个排毒阶段，第3个就是让你的身体一个修复的阶段。
Then we have seen about the aura cleaning, the energy cleaning methods, and we have seen one simple energy cleaning using some pepper and salt, and how you can clean the aura and the importance of cleaning the aura, the energy level, so that our immunity level will be better and we can have a better, happy and contemplative life.
那就是我们昨天也简单介绍了一下我们气场清理的一个重要性，气场清理还有教了大家一个简单使用的方法，它可以帮助你来提升免疫力，让你生活更加的喜悦。
So this is the recap for the last 3 days, and we will go to the today's subject, the most important thing in our life, that is nothing but food.
那我们今天也要就是学习我们就是很重要的一个部分，就是关于食物。Do you want to like review the chantings yesterday? Chantings. Just could you review the chantings yesterday? Chanting.
Continue the chanting.
And what we learned yesterday, you can show them again.
You mean the Gayatri? Or
The morning pray.
Okay.
那昨天呢，有人就是在群里边问这个早晨的唱诵，那让这个医生今天再唱诵一遍，大家可以听一下，也可以跟着一起唱诵。
So we have seen the different layers of cleaning, that is the physical body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. Physical body we have done with the Panchakarma, Shamana, Shodhana, etc.
那我们有讲到这个，就排毒一个是身体层面的，我们通过 Shamana 跟 Shodhana 2种方法来清理。
Then strengthening and the cleaning of the mind by using the chantings and mantras.
然后我们来清理这个心智的一个毒素的话，我们可以通过唱诵来清理。
And the spiritual level by cleaning the aura.
然后我们从这个我们更加精微的精神层面，我们是用这个清理气场的方法。
So to be a healthy being, we have to clean these 3 levels and strengthen.
要让我们成为一个非常健康的人，我们这个3个层面都要进行来清理。
So in Ayurveda, there are 3 types of treatments: the treatment for the body, treatment for the mind, and treatment for the or the cleaning of the energy.
就是我们阿育吠陀有3个清理的层面，一个是我们的身体，一个是我们的心智，一个就是心灵，还有一个就是我们的一个能量层面的清理。
So for every person, we can do this, if possible, every day on a particular way.
那我们每个人如果可能的话，每天都需要做这些工作。
So now we will do the mental strengthening and cleaning program that is called mantra. It is a very simple process. The first thing what we can do in the morning when you get up from the bed, First, I told you, don't get up and run from the bed. Sit there sometime, rub your hands, massage your head, face, body, then look to your hands and chant.
就是说，昨天有讲过了，你早晨起来的时候，不要马上就是起来，你要先在床上坐一会儿，然后你要手搓一下，然后用你的双手去按摩你整个身体，按摩完之后，你就看着你的双手就开始唱诵。
So we'll chant the mantra, looking to the hands, all of you can do.
看着我们的双手，
Karagre Vasate Lakshmi Karamadhye Saraswati Karamule Sthita Gauri Prabhate Karavandanam Karagre Vasate Lakshmi Karamadhye Saraswati Karamule Sthita Gauri Prabhate Karadarshanam. This is the prayer for the morning to energize your body and to remind you to live your life in a healthy way and what to do a better life. So with this mantra, we will go to the second mantra, that is the Gayatri mantra. That is the mantra we chant for our activation of brain.
那就是刚刚第一个那个曼陀罗，就是我们的唱诵呢，它主要是早上一起来，能够让你可以去唤醒自己身体，然后提醒自己我要对自己的身体负责任，对我健康负责任。那第二个话，我们是这个叫 Gayatri Mantra 来激活你的大脑，然后
Gayatri is for activating the brain and connecting us with nature, with the main source of energy, that is the sun.
就是这个 Gayatri Mantra 它是激活你的大脑，然后让你和自然连接，然后能够去跟太阳的能量相连接。
The Sanskrit lyrics of this is given already. You can collect it from Michelle so that you can learn it in English language. And so I hope Michelle will translate it and give it to you all.
这个唱诵我到时候会发在群里。
So we'll go to the Gayatri mantra. Sit
我们
straight, eyes closed.
眼睛闭起来，脊椎保持挺直。
Take a deep inhalation, exhalation.
让我们深吸一口气，完全的呼出来。
Feel the air going in and out through your nostrils.
感觉你的空气从你的鼻孔进入。
Visualize a rising sun, the morning sun, between your eyebrows here.
去想象一下，在你的眉心轮的位置有一轮升起的一个红日。
And feel you are getting the energy from the sun.
去感觉到你此刻正从太阳吸收能量。
So it is better to chant this mantra in the morning, facing towards east when the sun is rising.
最好呢是早上你可以对着一个东面，向太阳升起的时候来进行唱诵。
So if you are chanting this in the evening, turn towards west to face the sun.
如果说你是在下午的时间唱诵，你要面对西面，也是对着太阳。
Bhurvasvah tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvah tat saviturvarenyam bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuva Suva Tat Sapiturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Slowly open your eyes.
慢慢的睁开眼睛。
So this is the prayer which helps to activate our consciousness, our mental energy, so that we are ready to do our daily activities with a clear mind.
那就是它可以激活我们的一个意识，然后我们可以很清醒的去来做每天的事情。
So you can teach this mantra to your children so that it helps them to improve their studies.
你也可以教小孩子来唱诵这个，因为可以帮助他来提升他的记忆力，对他的学习有帮助。
If possible, teach them with the meaning.
最好是可以把这个意思也告诉他，教给他。
So the meaning also, you can get the translation from Michelle.
这个到时候翻译也会给到大家。
Thank you. Shall we go to the subject?
好的，那我们开始今天的一个内容。
Please start the screen sharing.
开始我们今天这个 PPT。
So the food, as
今
we
天
know,
关于食物
the basics of our life. Our life is originated, maintaining, and surviving with the help of food.
那我们其实我们每个人都是我们的生存，就是赖以生存的，都是在于我们吃的食物。
Can we make the slide a little bigger? I cannot see it.
我们把这个 PPT 放大一点。
Okay, thank you. So the food is the basic source of energy. We call it food is the prana.
我们就是这个食物呢，就是食物就是能量。
So we are surviving with food, and some animals or plants, they sacrifices their life for our better life or for our living.
那很多的一个植物，它牺牲了自己，为了我们的生存。
So this is very, very important point to remember that we should not, we will not, we should not kill any animals or plants for our worldly pleasures. You have to use them just for food. So don't waste any food.
那所以说，我们要有一点很重要，就是说我们不能去杀害动物或植物，为了我们这个世间的享乐，因为他们是给我们提供食物的，给我们生命能量。
Giving food to someone or something is the very biggest boon or blessing as per Ayurveda.
就是把食物分享给别人，是在阿育吠陀里是一个非常大的一个祝福。
And wasting of the food or killing or using some vegetables, even if it is a vegetable unnecessarily, or if you waste it, it is the biggest sin.
那就是在阿育吠陀，你浪费食物或者是滥用一些这个蔬菜呀、食物啊，它是一个就是一个忌讳。
So this knowledge or this principle, we have to educate our children from the very beginning of life. Never waste food.
那这个 观念呢，我们要从小孩子从小就开始教育起来，就让他们不要浪费食物。
And the biggest, or we'll say that uh, the most important giving is nothing but food.
那就是最好的给予就是食物了。
So if you see anybody is starving for food, if you have something, please give. That is the most important principle.
那如果你看到有人在挨饿的话，请你给他分享食物，这个是非常重要。
It may not be a human being. If you see a small cat or dog who's starving for food, it's life. So if you have something, give to them.
那也不仅仅是人类，如果说你看到一个路上的猫啊狗啊，你看到他们在挨饿，你也请你分享食物给他们。
So food is the base of life in this world.
那食物呢，是我们这个生命的一个基础。
And you must be in love with the food you eat.
你必须去爱你所享用的食物。
You must make food with love.
你要带着爱去烹饪。
You must serve food with love.
你去给别人那个分享食物的时候，招待他们吃饭的时候，也要带着爱。
So in Ayurveda, love is the basic principle which binds us together, which makes our life beautiful.
那这个阿育吠陀里，这个爱就是一个最基本的一个原则，能够连接所有的人，让我们的生活变得更加的圆满。
So in our life, we must practice this principle of love in every aspect.
那在我们的生命中，我们要去把这个爱的一个原则去运用在我们生活的方方面面。
Love yourself first.
首先要爱你的自己，
Love whatever you do.
爱你所做的一切，
Love your profession.
爱你的职业，
Love your people around.
爱你周围的人，
Love the nature. Love your nation.
爱你周围的一个大自然，爱你的国家。
So if you didn't love something, it will not get properly digested in our system.
如果说你没有带着爱在你的生命当中，你的消化系统也不会更好的消化。
Love nourishes your system.
你爱滋养你的身体的系统。
So the love is the basic food which helps us to grow in our all aspects of life.
爱就是我们一个最重要、最基础的一个事物，它存在于你生活的方方面面。
If the food is not properly digested, it will become nothing but other than poison.
那如果这个食物它没有很好的消化，它其实就变成了一个没有用的东西。
And it kills your cells, it kills your body, and finally your system will die.
那它甚至就是会，就是说去，让你的细胞受损，然后让你的身体系统变得混乱，然后也可以最终你的生病，然后导致你可以就死亡。
And food is the basic medicine.
那食物就是最基本的一个药物。
Medicine is nothing but which helps your system to digest.
它这个药呢，其实就是能够帮助你身体系统来更好的一个消化。
So if you use your food wisely, it helps to improve your health. It helps to improve your nutrition of cells and immunity, and you will be a healthy being. You can live your life fully.
那如果你可以更好的运用你的食物的话，它可以帮助你获得更多的营养，让你的细胞更加健康，然后让你的免疫力得到提升，你会变得更健康。
In Ayurveda, eating food is like a sacrifice, a holy sacrifice.
那在阿育吠陀里面呢， 你这个吃饭它是一个非常一个神圣的一个类似于一个仪式。
You might have seen that in India, when we do holy sacrifice, we add some herbs or some materials to the fire.
你可以看到我们在印度举行一些仪典的时候，我们会放，就是我们会放一些这个草药啊，等等，准备一些草药植物。
So in that, if you have noticed, you can see that they give it with full attention, full care, with prayers.
那我们如果吃饭的时候非常的专注，然后并且能够去祷告。
The same thing is needed for eating food also.
同样，吃饭也是一样。
You are giving food for the fire in your body.
然后呢，你是其实给你的身体提供了一些火的元素。
So you must be very careful when you eat the food.
所以呢，你吃东西的时候特别要注意。
Before eating food, you must wash your body, clean your body, hands and legs, at least your face, so that your system will be ready to take food. Like we take bath before our holy prayer or sacrifice.
就是说，在那个你吃饭之前呢，你要去清洁双手、双脚、脸，就像我们在参加一些仪典之前，我们要去洗个澡一样的概念。
We must sit quiet to have food.
我们要在吃饭的时候要很安静的坐着。
So if you speak and eat, or if you watch TV and eat, the process of eating, the process of digestion will not happen in a proper way.
那如果说你一边讲话一边吃饭，一边看电视一边吃饭的话，我们这个消化就不会进行正常的运作。
For those people who comes to me in my hospital for digestion related problems or obesity, that sort of conditions, I used to ask them one question: where is your television in your home?
就是之前有一些人到我的医院来找我看病，那些这个消化问题的人啊，或者一些过度肥胖的人，然后呢，我就会首先问他一个问题：你家的电视机在哪里？
If it is in the dining room, the first treatment I give them is to remove the television from the dining hall.
那如果他的就是电视机在他的一个就是吃饭的一个客厅的话，那我就要求第一个重要的事情就是要把你的电视机换掉。
So if it is not possible, I will ask them not to switch on the TV while they eat.
那就是如果不可能的话，我会建议他们在吃饭的时候把电视机可以关掉。
If you watch television or mobile when you eat, you cannot think. You want to be focused on what you do. You may not chew it properly. It will not mix with the digestion starts in your mouth. It will not properly mix with the saliva, and then the food will not digest when it goes down.
那就是当你如果一边看电视一边玩手机吃饭的时候，你不能充分咀嚼它，然后它也不会就是让你就是口水更多的分泌，让它更好的消化。
So sit quiet and take few deep inhalation, exhalation, and if possible, inhale through the right nostril. Close your left nostril and inhale through the right nostril few times, so that the digestive fire will activate better if you do this for a few seconds.
那就是说你要安静的坐好，然后做几次呼吸。如果可能的话，你可以从吸气可以用右鼻孔吸气，这样的话可以让你的消化口能够更加的一个提高。
We call it the Surya Bhedana Pranayama in yoga.
这个我们有一个名字的。
It activates the metabolic fire in our system.
它能够促进我们消化火的一个代谢。
Then you have to eat the food with all the 5 senses.
然后你吃饭的时候，你要启动你的所有的一个五官。
You have to touch the food. You have to smell the food. You have to enjoy the eating, the sound when you eat.
然后呢，你要去触摸食物，你要去闻它，然后你要去调动起你所有的一个感觉器官。
All this helps your system to activate your brain to create the necessary enzymes and hormones which is required for the digestion of food.
就它可以刺你的大脑，让你的大脑可以说让你这个身体分泌出更多的一个酶也好，让你的激素也好，让它去进行更好的消化。
You might have seen that during the cold, when the nose blocked, your nostrils blocked, you may not be able to enjoy your food. You may not feel the taste because you are not getting the smells, and that blocks your brain or it prevents the brain for proper digestion and proper enjoyment of food.
那你有没有发现，当你就是鼻塞的时候，你闻不到食物，它就可以就是让你这个大脑它就是没有办法去这个起作用这个功能，然后它也会影响到你的消化力。
And when you eat, don't be in a stressful mood. If you eat during the stressful mood, you may eat more or sometimes less, and it will create health issues.
那就是说你在吃饭的时候，不要就是在一个很充满压力的一个心情之下，这样的话你要么就吃的过多或者过快，然后它会很容易就是产生疾病。
So here we will be able to see about the basic principles of cooking, and I request Michelle to play the video which talks about the cooking.
那我们先来放一个就是讲这个烹饪的一个视频。我们来放一下这个讲烹饪的一个视频。我们那个义工来放一下这个视频。
Hey, I'm Kendra, and today I am super excited to share with you about Ayurvedic cooking and how life-changing it can be. At its core, it's about understanding what your body needs on a physiological level. It's really a practice of observation and response. It's a conversation between you and your body. Rather than defining what it is, I want to talk a little bit about what it isn't. First of all, Ayurvedic cooking is not a fad or a diet. A diet really implies that something is used short term, whereas Ayurvedic cooking is implemented for life. It really isn't centered around any goal other than having good digestion and finding balance in your body. It isn't about restrictions or limitations. What you're going to be doing is working to increase and decrease the foods that work best for your constitution. The first thing that you need to know about Ayurvedic cooking is that it is all about digestibility. How easily can your body break down food into the nutrients that you need to fuel yourself? If you don't have strong digestion, you're going to be experiencing things like gas, bloating, constipation, loose stools. Nobody really likes that. If you have strong digestion, however, first of all, you're not going to really experience any of those things, and you're going to have regular elimination. I mean regular elimination. Maybe so regular you could set your alarm clock to it, if you know what I mean. And you're gonna have an easier time tolerating bad food combinations for quite some time. Which brings us to the next idea, food combining. Food combining is such a hot topic. And in Ayurveda, it's this idea that certain foods, when paired, challenge your digestion, right? It all comes back to digestibility. So a good example of this might be mixing complex proteins, for example, beans and nuts. Those are heavy, rich foods, and it's more challenging for your body to break that down. Another component of Ayurvedic cooking is using spices, right? Using spices for more than just imparting flavor. Spices have the ability to support our overall digestive process. For example, if you are having some of that gas and bloating and need to dispel some air elements, you might try some fennel seed. Herbs and vegetables have different tastes. In Ayurveda, ideally you'll have all 6 tastes in most of your meals. And that's sweet, salty, sour, bitter, pungent, and astringent. Now this is where it gets cool. The ratio of those flavors is what you can tweak to make your meal more balancing for your unique constitution. So let's talk about another concept in Ayurvedic cooking, that of pranaful foods. In Sanskrit, prana also means your vitality and your life force. And so when you consume foods that are high in prana, you're nourishing yourself with that vitality. Now, how do you identify what a pranaful food is? Well, first of all, when you go to the grocery store, pretty much anything that's in the center is not going to be pranaful food, right? It's been heavily processed. If you've ever had the experience of pulling a carrot straight out of the ground and eating it, then you know on a personal level what a pranaful food feels like. Its taste enlivens you, right? It tastes so good. Basically, the closer to the harvest and the dirt, the better. Lastly, all of these beautiful concepts really mean nothing without one more idea, and that's your mindset. So in Ayurveda, if you're stressed and angry while you're cooking or eating your food, that food is going to be imbued with that energy. And if you really think about it, right, if you're angry and you're cooking, your attention is elsewhere. You're more likely to burn your food or over-season it. So really approach all of your meal prep and consumption with that mindset of loving kindness. I really hope that you're as excited about Ayurvedic cooking as I am. Thank you so much for watching.
So thank you, Michelle. So this is something very amazing, the way of cooking, the mindset when you cook it, the mindset when you eat it, and also the collection of the food, the preservation of the food, all these things are important if you want to have a healthy diet.
那就是说，刚刚讲的这个食物非常重要，就是说你一个是，你要吃饭的时候，你要启动你的五官，都很重要。
Shall we go to the next slide, please? Next slide. So we are classifying the food into different categories: the sattva, rajasic, and tamasic. So we'll see about the sattva food.
那我们将食物分成3个属性，一个
So
是
what are the sattva type of food, which is like the vegetables, rice, milk, some fruits and nuts. Normally when we collect it fresh, directly from the farm, it is very, very important. Make our farmers happy. Give them some extra money if possible. Don't argue with them.
那就是说呢，我们要这个劣性的食物，主要是一些新鲜的食物。那我们很多的食物是从我们这个农民这里种菜的人直接购买过来的。那我们要善待他们，我们要让他很开心，我们不要去跟他讨价还价。
So if suppose you think all the farmers stops doing the business or the work, or they make the food for them only, then what will happen to us?
那你想象一下，如果这个农民他只给自己种菜，然后有些人他罢工了，那会发生什么呢？
You may be having millions of money in your bank, or you may be having all the sophisticated instruments in your home, but we cannot live.
那就是说，我们可能有很多的钱，但是我们还是没办法生存，如果没有食物的话。
So I request all of you to start a little bit of farming in your home, if possible, maybe in a pot or in a plastic bag. You can put some mud and start doing some simple agriculture or some sort of, farming wherever and whenever it is possible for you.
那我们这个艾菲陀里鼓励我们每个人都可以去种一点菜，你可以弄一个小的棚啊，甚至说去种一点点菜。
And that is the best way in Ayurveda says to improve your health.
那是一个很重要的可以提升你健康的方法。
So the sattvic food balance in all doshas and bring physical and mental harmony.
那它这个热性的食物，它可以平衡所有的这个三大能量，它能给你身心带来一个平衡。
We'll go to the next slide. So the Rajasic food, what are the Rajasic food means? See, we need these three qualities in life. The Sattvic is the conscious or balanced mental state, and that is very much needed for our mental balancing.
那就是我们这三种属性的食物都需要。刚刚讲的月性食物，它能让我们的心智保持非常平衡。
And we need Rajasic food. Why? Because we have to act, we have to perform, we have to do our work. So for that, we need that Rajasic energy.
那同样，这个变性食物呢，我们也需要，因为我们平时需要工作，我们要活动，我们都需要这样的能量的食物。
So it activates your enthusiasm, it activates your power to work, but along with it may stimulate a fantasy or jealousy and ego. Some negative aspects also can come, but we need the positive side of Rajas. So for that, we have to add some food like a little bit of garlic or fried or spicy food to make the things digestion. So this also is required in a moderate amount in our diet.
那就是说，这个 Rajas 变性的能量呢，它让你这个生命充满热情，让你可以有能量去工作。但是好的一面，不好的一面，它就是可能会让你会激起你的幻想啊，包括你引发你的一些负面跟嫉妒的一个情绪。那个就是说呢，但这个变性的食物呢，就比如说一些油炸的啊，咖啡啊、酒啊，还有这个辣的食物，那我们并不需要，只是说你要注意要适量的食用。
So it contains some little bit of wine and alcohol and some meat, fish, etc. will comes under this category.
那包括一个酒类啊，然后还有这个肉类、鱼类啊，都是属于这一类的。
You go to the next slide.
我们到下一页。
The next slide is about the tamasic food. That also is needed for our body, for our system to relax, to get tired, to get sleepiness. So that positive aspect is needed for our body.
那就是说，第三种是惰性的一个食物，惰性的食物呢，它对我们这个身体也是需要的，它可以帮助我们更好的睡眠。
But this having some negative feelings like ignorance, greed, laziness, that also is there. So we need this type of food in a very minimum way so that it brings some sort of tiredness or it relaxes the body so that we will get sleep.
那就是说呢，这种能量我们也需要，但是要少量，因为它可能会让你的身体会带来你的一个比较疲惫啊，然后比较放松，非常非常放松，这个懒惰啊这些这个状况。
So if you eat anything more than what we need, also becomes tamasic because it requires a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy from our body to digest it.
那如果我们吃了我们身体不需要的东西的话，那其实对你的能量消耗也很大，因为你的身体的消化需要能量。
So we have to use it wisely in a proper way.
那我们要去正确的去食用它。
We'll go to next slide.
Do you want to take a rest? Take a rest.
Okay, fine.
那我们就是先休息个10分钟，因为今天内容还是蛮多的，大家可以先休息一下，然后去消化一下。
सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवि चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममयि मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मंजुळवासिनि वेदनुते पंकजवासिनि देव सुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि आदिलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् ऐकलिकल्मषनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भवमङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवि भार्गवि मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् जय जय दुर्गतिनाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये गजतुरगपदादिसमानुत परिजनमण्डित लोकनुते हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि श्रीगजलक्ष्मी पालय माम् ऐकगवाहिनि मोहिनि चक्रिणि नागविवर्धिनि ज्ञानमये गुणगणपारिधि लोकहितैषिणि सकलस्वरवरगाननुते सकलसुरासुरदेव मुनीश्वर मानववन्दित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तान लक्ष्मि पालय माम् जय कमलासनि सद्गतिदायिनि ज्ञानविकासिनि गानमये अनुदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमधूसरभूषित वासित वाद्यनुते कनकधरा स्तुति वैभव वन्दित शङ्कर देशिक मान्यपते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजयलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् प्रणत सुरेश्वरि भारति भार्गवि शोकविनाशिनि रत्नमये मणिमय भूषित कर्णविभूषण शान्ति समावृत हास्यमुखे नवनिधिदायिनि कलिवलहारिणि काम्यफलप्रद हस्तयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्या लक्ष्मि पालय माम् सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवि चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममयि मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मञ्जुळवासिनि वेदनुते पंकजवासिनि देव सुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि आदिलक्ष्मि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् ऐकलिकल्मषनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवि भार्गवि मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रयुते भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय जय दुर्गतिनाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये गजतुरगपदादि समानुत परिजनमण्डित लोकनुते हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि श्रीधरलक्ष्मी पालय माम् ऐकगवाहिनि मोहिनि चक्रिणि रागविवर्धिनि ज्ञानमये गुणगणवारिधि लोकहितैषिणि सकलस्वरवरगाननुते सकलसुरासुरदेव मुनीश्वर मानव वन्दित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तान लक्ष्मी पालय माम् जय कमलासनि सद्गतिदायिनि ज्ञानविकासिनि गानमये अनुदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमधूसर भूषित वासित वाद्यनुते कनकधरास्तुति वैभव वन्दित शङ्कर देशिक मान्यपते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजय लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् प्रणत सुरेश्वरि भारति भार्गवि शोकविनाशिनि रत्नमये मणिमयभूषित कर्णविभूषण शान्ति समावृत हास्यमुखे नवनिधिदायिनि कलिवलहारिणि काम्यफलप्रद हस्तयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्या लक्ष्मी पालय माम् सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवि चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममयि मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मञ्जुळभाषिणि वेदनुते पङ्कजवासिनि देव सुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् ऐकलिकल्म नाशनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदनकामिनि धान्यलक्ष्मि जय
Shall we start?
Yeah. Someone has a question ask you in the
Yes.
chat box. In the chat box. For a Vata Pitta person, the diet is according to Vata and Pitta. What is the proportion? 就是有人问，如果这个体质是 Vata Pitta 型的，那这个他饮食的话，他是要根据 Vata Pitta 一起吗？还是应该是怎样的一个比例？
Shall we answer it now or for tomorrow's session it will be better?
Oh yeah, maybe tomorrow. 那明天吧。他说明天我们先讲课。
So please note down this question and we will answer it tomorrow.
那这个问题我们明天来回答，明天会有答疑。大家可以在群里边把明天想问的问题都在群里边接龙，好吗？
So please send all this message, collect all these messages, all these questions and send it to me today and I will able to give you solutions for all that tomorrow.
大家就是说尽快的在群里边接龙，我会把问题提前给到医生，让他去做个准备，好吗？大家尽快在群里边有任何问题都可以抓住这样的机会。我们上一期的学员有很多的问题，然后很多都没回答完，所以很多问题，所以大家要抓紧这样的机会。
Please share the slides. So Vata food to take. So here we have to understand the energy level of our body or the prakriti of the body when we choose our food.
就当我们就是吃饮食的时候，要去从你的这个体质角度去做这个选择。
The food which is warm, moist, and easily digesting food will be good for Vata because it is against the property or which helps to balance the Vata in our body.
那就是说，这个对于我们的 Vata 型的人呢，是适合那些比较温性的、温的，然后有水分的、含水分很多、容易消化的食物，对它比较合适。
When you make the food properly cooked, soft and soupy nature, it will be easy for a Vada person to digest.
那对于 Vata 型的人，他要这个食物呢，要充分的一个去烹饪、煮熟。
And for Vada people, the sweet food is good, uh, like fruits and coconut, mangoes, oranges, pineapples, etc. I generally suggest, if possible, to steam this even the fruits, because if you steam it, you may not get the fresh taste, but it will be more easy. And avoid fruits with the coverings, because the cover is not easy for, or it is more cellulose, not easy to digest for Vata people.
There's an echo,
Pardon?
echo,
Alcohol?
sound, echo, sound.
Echo
Yeah. From your side.
from my side.
Yeah. Adjust your sound.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
就是说刚刚讲的这个关于 Vata 型的人呢，建议要吃一些这个新鲜，然后要避免的，他建议这个水果啊，最好都是有可能的话，先给它煮一下再吃，也比较容易消化。然后呢，就是说你对 Vata 型的人呢，就上面列的一些水果都比较适合。那另外的话，要记得去吃水果的时候要把皮去掉。
So the sweet fruits like bananas, sweet coconut, all in a steam form, it will be better. And then soft, easily digested vegetables like asparagus, sweet potato, leafy green vegetables, which all should be cooked in a proper way, or you can make a soup of it and drink.
就是呢，就是说那些甜味的水果比较适合 Vata 型的人。那另外的话，蔬菜的话要那种比较容易消化的。那另外就是这个芦笋呐、然后这个甘薯啊，绿叶蔬菜。那你在煮的时候呢，你要把它煮熟，然后你那个汤也很好，蔬菜汤也非常好。
So the brown rice, the parboiled rice, we suggest parboiled rice. Wheat properly cooked with little bit of more water in it.
You mean the wheat should cook with water?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, with enough water, and it should be little more soft for them to digest it easily.
就是说这些，如果你要去煮那些燕麦啊、糙米这种食物的话，你要让它煮得很软一点，让它
The
容易
meat is actually good for Vada people, but again, it should be highly properly cooked. The lean meats like chicken, the birds like chicken and that sort of animals, fish, and lean animals, which eats walking and eating type of animals, not one what we are keeping in a cage, and that will be heavy. So those animals which walks and eats, that sort of country chicken and all will be good for Vada people.
那对于 Vata 型的人吃一些，就是如果肉类的话，吃一些瘦肉，然后呢，包括一些禽类啊、鱼啊都可以。那最好这些是在野生的，他平时会经常的，这个不是说在家里边就是家养，最好是野生的那些瘦肉。
Most of the dairy products are good for them, provided they are not allergic to milk. Some people are allergic to milk.
那乳制品对他们来说也蛮好的。
Nuts, seeds, and spices. Nuts and seeds are good, but they have to soak it in water or soak it in milk for some hours before they eat, and remove the skin and eat. The Vada people always eat with water and liquid. Don't eat dry fruits or dry seeds or dry nuts and all. Soft it properly and eat.
就是对于这个 Vata 型的人，如果坚果的话，你建议你泡在水里边，然后或者牛奶里边，然后再吃。
The spices like pepper, ginger, cardamom, and all is good to stimulate the digestive enzymes, to stimulate the digestion, and it will be useful for them.
那个香料来说，这个胡椒粉啊、生姜啊、小豆蔻啊这些，它们都会促进消化的，对它
We'll
们比
go
较
to
好。
the next slide.
然后我们到下一页。
So, what to avoid for other people is dried and bitter fruits, as I said, the raw vegetables. Always use steamed or cooked vegetables, beans and lentils, which increases the vata.
那就是说，对于 Vata 型的人要注意，就是尽量避免的食物，一个是干果，还有一个是苦瓜，苦的那种蔬菜水果，还有生的蔬菜、豆类，豆类它也会让那个 Vata 的能量升高。
The very hot spices like chili and pepper, they have to use it controlled. The users should be controlled because too much of these spices increases vata and it can create problems in digestion.
那然后就是注意这种非常辣的、辛辣的辣椒什么要避免。
Little bit of spices are good for them.
那就是一点点的一个香
And
料是可以。
when they eat, they have to eat the food in small quantity in more frequency or more time.
就是他们吃的时候呢，他们要少食多餐。
So this is very, very important. Whatever food they eat, they should not eat in a bulk. They eat small food. Say, for example, 8 o'clock, a small quantity, 11 o'clock, and the small portion. Then 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, and before 6, they have to finish their dinner.
那就是比如说他们可以每次少食多餐，比如说8点钟吃一点，11点吃一点，2点吃一点，3点吃一点，然后6点之前呢要吃完这个晚餐。
And before eating, they can add a small drops, maybe 3 or 4 drops of ghee or sesame oil on food, so that it helps to pacify vata.
那就是他们在吃食物之前呢，你可以放几滴的 ghee 或者说芝麻油，可以降低这个 vata 的能量。
Next slide.
下一页。
Next slide, please.
安静。
Okay. So when we come to the pitta type of people, the pitta people are, very heat by nature. They have a lot of fire inside. So such people must be provided, or they have to eat sweet food and little bit of cooling food.
那就是对于 Pitta 型的火，他们身体有很多的内火，所以建议他们可以吃一些甜的。You mean sweet, right? Sweet food.
Sweet
啊
food.
他们吃一点甜的，然后可以吃一些cooling, right?
Yes.
是凉的食物。
When I say cooling, it is not a very cold food from the fridge.
但我是说凉的，并不是说你马上从冰箱里拿出来的食物。
The cooling food, like the juices of the coconut juice, say, for example, or coconut milk, then even the cow's milk is cooling, buttermilk is cooling. That sort of cooling food, not very cold food from
并
the.
不是说我说的凉的，并不是说从冰箱里拿出来很冰的食物，而比如说那个椰子汁啊，然后那个一些那个牛奶呀，然后等等椰子奶呀、椰奶呀。
If you use this refrigerated cold food directly, it affects the secretion of enzymes and the circulation, blood circulation. That affects your digestion.
那如果你直接从冰箱里拿出来的食物直接吃的话，它会影响你的一个消化酶的分泌，它会影响你的消化力。
Then bitter foods like bitter gourd and this certain type of gourds, ash gourd, snake gourd, all these type of vegetables are good for pitta.
那些苦的一些蔬菜，这种瓜类，都是对皮塔型的人特别好。
Then sweet fruits will be good, like apples and bananas, and avoid. They should avoid all type of citrus fruits. All citrus fruits are not good for pitta.
那他们呢，就是说，苹果啊、香蕉这些甜的水果比较好。那他们那些酸性的水果就要避免少吃。
Not to use too much of starchy, too much of no, I mean non-starchy vegetables like without much like maybe like uh, the the leafy type of things which is non-starchy. That sort of things can aggravate pitta in the body.
就是最好的话是吃蔬菜的时候，外面不要包裹一些什么淀粉的。
Dairy products like milk, and the best medicine or the best food for pitta people is the ghee.
那对于这个 Pitta 型的人，最好的食物的就是 ghee。
And the eggs, it is better to avoid chicken, the heat-making food, which may increases allergy in the body. So they have to avoid too much of eggs. But we prefer, the eggs of duck, which lives in water.
就是说那个鸡蛋的话，他们可以少吃一点，但是比如说你要吃蛋的话，我建议你可以吃鸭蛋。
The grains like barley, oats, basmati rice, white rice is better.
对他来说，那种大麦呀、比如说米呀、印度香米、白米饭都很好。
Then wheat and legumes and all not too much good, but they can eat it in moderate in the whole wheat, not the powder form.
如果你要吃那些全麦的可以，但是你要注意不要吃太多。
So the pitta type of people should be very careful when they choose the spices, because the spices normally increases the digestive fire or pitta, and it is not that good if it increases in pitta type of people.
如果你是 Pitta 型的人，你要注意香料要注意，因为一般像香料它会提升 Pitta 的，
So
增加
the spices like turmeric, cinnamon, then mint, cardamom is better for pitta type of people.
那对于他们来说，就是一些香料，比如说像那个姜黄啊、肉桂，然后小豆蔻、薄荷，对他们比较好。
The next slide. So the pitta people have to avoid spicy, acidic, hot food, sour food, which we already discussed.
我们之前已经讲过了，就是 Pitta 型的人要避免那个辛辣的，还有酸性的食物。
Then potatoes, eggplant, tomatoes, all sour citrus fruits should be avoided.
就土豆啊、茄子啊、西红柿这些都要不适合。
The nuts and seeds, which is little heavy to digest and which increases the pitta, should be avoided.
就是坚果类啊、种子啊这些干果啊，它也会增加的火的能量的，尽量少吃。
The dried fruits, which is citrus especially, should be avoided, and lentils. Lentils are something which increases pitta. The protein food mainly. When we say lentils, we have to think about the protein food. In general, not that good for pitta.
就是干果豆类，总的来说对 Pitta 不是特别适合。
So when you choose lentils, it should be properly cooked and should be properly soaked in water for a long period. And we will see here later a video how to make a good food for balancing all the three types of doshas. We will see after this slides.
那就是说，如果你需要吃豆类的话，你一定要在水里边浸泡好几个小时，然后把它煮熟煮烂。那我们待会儿会有一道食物推荐给大家，是适合所有的体质的。
We'll go to the next slide. So the kapha type of people are actually the most strong, muscular type of people.
他是这个 Kapha 型的人，他是身体比较强健的，
So they can have spicy and a little bit of acidic food is good for them.
他们那个辛辣的，包括酸的食物对他来说是好的。
It helps to activate the digestive fire.
那它可以帮他促进这个消化火。
A kapha type of people normally can eat any type of food. They can digest but not in a big quantity.
那这个开发型的人呢，大部分的食物他都可以吃消化，但是不要吃过量过多。
And they can eat barley, corn, and millet because it is not, that much starchy by nature.
大米啊，然后那小米啊，他们没有说含这个淀粉很多。
They have to be careful with too much of fatty and carbohydrate food, fat food, carbohydrate food, because it increases the body bulk and body weight. So they have to be very particular. They have to be very strict with the quantity of the food they eat.
就是他们因为容易就是增加脂肪，所以他们要吃东西要注意这个脂肪的摄取，那个
So when they,
高碳酸的一些食物的摄取，所以他们要注意这个量的问题。
So when they eat, if they use the dairy products, they must be very choosy with low fat, like buttermilk or low fat milk. That sort of things they have to use. Better to use goat's milk,
就
not
是
the cows and buffalo milk.
就是说，对于开发型的人要注意，就是你在选择乳制品的时候，尽量选择低脂的，然后 buttermilk 就很好，然后就说你也可以相比牛奶来说，羊奶对你更好。
So they can eat meats like chicken, turkey, and rabbits, which I told you, like walking and eating. So the lean without much fat.
就是这个鸡肉啊，那个兔肉啊，然后说他们这些精肉、瘦肉，它的脂肪含量不是很高。
They can eat legumes and spices. It will be good for them in a proper quantity.
肉类啊、香料对他们来说，只要是适量都没问题。
We'll go to the next slide.
下一页。
So the kapha people should avoid the food, the like heavy fatty food, nuts and seeds, which contains a lot of oil.
就是说，他开发型的人要注意，要避免那些很油腻、高脂肪的一些食物。
So the fats and oils, ghee, butter, especially butter and curd, yogurt, is not good for them.
那就是那个，包括酥油啊，然后那个还有这个酸奶，对他们来说不是特别好。
Yeah. So the black lentils and white beans, this sort of too much of food is increasing kapha, and that sort of food should be avoided.
然后白豆啊，然后黑色小扁豆，它会增加你身体的卡法的能量，要避免。
Next slide, please.
下一页。
Now we will see the taste, the quality of the food based on the taste. There are 6 tastes mentioned in Ayurveda.
在阿育吠陀也有讲到一个6味。
So, what is the importance of taste in the preparation of food is something which we have to understand.
是说我们在准备食物的时候，这个对食物的口味我们也特别要注意。
See, each taste food is connected to one particular element in nature.
就是我们每种就是口味的食物跟我们自然界的一个元素，它是有连接的。
So, for example, the sweet taste is more connected with the earth element and water element. So, when you take sweet in your mouth, just put a little bit of sweet in your mouth, immediately the tongue, the sense of taste, sends a message to the brain that yes, the sweet food is coming. So, you must prepare, or your system has to get ready to produce enzymes and chemicals which is needed for develop or digesting and absorbing sweet taste, and which is very much needed for the bodybuilding.
So you mean it's connected to water and another element is what?
The sweet is more connected with water and earth element. So
Earth,
the basic
right?
structure by which our body is built up.
就是说它的这个甜味，它是跟我们的水元素跟土元素相连接的。那当我们吃甜味的食物的时候，那我们大脑也会给到大脑的一个信号，可以分泌出一些这个消化的物质。 以更好的消化食物。
So all the carbohydrate food is normally sweet by nature.
所有的一些碳水化合物，它的本质都是甜的。
So it is very much important for building the body mass and keeping the equilibrium of vata and pitta. It is calming, and you know that if you put some sweet into your mouth, you feel some sort of calm effect. That is natural and psychological and emotional. Everything is cooling and calming if you put some sweet in the mouth.
就是如果你吃很多的甜味，so sweet is reduce the pitta and what energy
Pitta and vata.
vata，就是它可以让你这个 vata 跟 pitta 的能量降低，然后它可以让你的就是你吃的一些甜味的食物，让你整个身心都放松下来，然后变得很冷静。
So this is, you have to choose wisely, based on your need of your body and based on the quality, nature, prakriti of the body. We have to choose what type of sweet is good for us based on our age. There are so many factors which we have to consider when you take the sweet taste. You have to choose the sweet taste and how to cook it, how to prepare it. All these things are important.
那就是说，我们在选择这个甜味的时候，我们要很注意，是要看你的身体是不是需要它，而你的体质是不是适合它，有很多的因素，包括你的年龄等等这些要考虑的因素。
So we said already that when a vata person takes sweet taste, it has to be digested. It should be cooked properly. Otherwise, that vata person, cannot digest that sweetness. So you have to make the food when you prepare it in a proper way, and to add some, some spices or some sort of stimulants which helps that sweet to digest.
那就是对于vata型的人的话，就因为它比较难消化嘛，所以如果他吃甜味的时候，你要注意它这个能不能消化吸收。所以你要去烹饪甜味的食物的话，你要更好的去准备它，你看看有没有必要去加一些香料，然后促进消化等等。
So, for example, if somebody is taking jackfruit, they must use some spice like ginger along with it. Then only it can digest it.
比如说有一个人吃这个叫什么jackfruit，那个叫什么，就是热带的一个什么水果，就跟榴莲很像的那个叫什么水果，就是跟榴莲 I forgot the Chinese name，就是跟榴莲它算在同一个地方生长的一个水果。
Something like durian. Something like durian.
有点，对，我突然忘记一个中文名字的这个水果，在印度很多，然后就说你要跟这个放点生姜一起。
Otherwise, it becomes like a poison in your body.
对，菠萝蜜，对。
So, sweet taste is very much needed. That is the basic food or carbohydrate-rich food is the base of building our body and building to release energy, to produce energy.
对，它就是说甜味对我们身体是非常重要的一个口味。
The next slide. Then the sour food. The sour food is rich in, enzymes. It activates the pitta in the body, and that type of food like pickles and tomatoes and berries, alcohol, all comes under that category of sourness. It is more with the fire element and the water element, we can say.
那就是说，这个酸味它主要跟火跟水元素相关，然后它会就是说，增加你的一个 pitta 的一个能量。那它主要的是一些酸味的水果，包括西红柿这个蔬菜，还有腌制品啊、色拉酱、酒精等等，它都是酸味的。
So when you eat the sour food along with your diet, it in a proper way, that is very important. Based on the prakriti, that also is important. It helps the food to digest properly. It helps the body to secrete. When the time itself you put the sour food in your mouth, immediately it activates the digestive enzymes. That is very much similar to that. So the acid will get good secretion will be producing, and it helps the food to digest properly.
那就是说酸性的话，口味的话，你要注意就是什么时候吃，也要根据自己的体质来。 来吃。所以当你吃了一个酸性的口味的时候，它也可以立刻刺激到你的一个消化酶的分泌。
So it activates the pitta and balances the vata. So this is very much important for the digesting of food. So sour taste should be added in a proper ratio. You cannot take sour food too much. If you take sour food too much, it can create acidity.
那你就是你的酸性的口味，它能平衡 vata 的能量，它可以刺激这个 pitta 卡法。然后你要注意的话，你这个吃酸性的量一定要注意，不要过多。
So in Indian cooking, Indian meals, after your after your big meal, you have to take a little bit of buttermilk in with little bit of salt and maybe a little bit of spices. A small portion after eating food will be very good for improving the digestion of food.
那就是在我们印度的饮食里面呢，就是当你吃完一顿大餐，我们一般会就是喝一点这个 buttermilk，或加一些盐呐、加一些香料啊，它是促进不是香料，它是促进这个消化的。
But don't drink buttermilk at night because it can create acidity.
那这个 butter 的牛奶呢，不要去在晚上喝，晚上喝它会那个增加这个那个让你这个胃的酸性增加。
So you have to finish your dinner as early as possible, and it should be mostly you take it in the afternoon. That is the main meal of the day. So after that you can have some sour fruits or sour things like buttermilk, which activates your digestion.
就是你可以就下午早点可以把吃完晚饭，然后你就可以喝一个 butter 的牛奶，然后
Next
就是
slide,
说
please.
帮助你消化了。
Next slide.
下一页。
Then the salt. The salty food is again, it activates pitta and also kapha. It reduces vata. And the salt, why we need salt in our diet, it of course it gives some taste, but also it activates the secretion of enzymes. So that is why we have to add a small amount of salt in our diet, which helps to improve your digestion. So the sauces, the salt, the sea salt which we add, and some fish, but the sea fish especially will contain salty by nature. But too much of salt increases the pitta, acidity. It increases the blood pressure. So too much of salt is not good. So in a minimum quantity, that what is required is good for the digestion and improving the appetite.
那这个咸味它可以说增加这个 pitta 跟 kapha 的一个能量，那它可以平衡 vata。那这个咸味呢也不宜过多，那它会造成这个我们的 pitta 跟 kapha 的升高，包括也会让你的血压升高，所以我们一定要少量。
We go to the next slide. Then the pungent, the peppers, chili, onions, garlic, black pepper, cloves, all these things, mustard, all these things are spicy by nature, pungent by nature. The use of this, again, it increases pitta, which helps for digestion in a small amount.
那这些的话都是说我们的一些香料啊，然后它是比较辛辣的，那就是说它们就会增加我们这个 pitta 跟 kapha 的能量，它可以平衡我们pitta 跟 vata 能量，平衡我们 kapha 的能量。
It it reduces the kapha in the food, so that it helps to reduce the too much of secretions from the nose, sinuses, and it reduces the kapha effect of the body, so that your body will be more flexible and more what you call activates your digestion and metabolism. Or you need spice this the spice to cook the food inside. So it also needed for in a small quantity. It is required for digestion.
那就是说这个这些的香料也是非常重要的，对于这个 这个就是饮食来说，那就是说你要注意不要量太多，然后的话就是适量的这个，它可以就是平衡 Vata 的能量，然后让你这个消化的活动能够更加的顺畅。
It activates the circulation. It is good for opening up the blood vessels, and it removes the blocks in the circulation. So the spice is good for removing the blocks in the blood vessels. So a small quantity of that will be highly useful for even for thinning of the blood, etc.
就是说它这个香料的话，一个作用就是说能够就是清理你的血管的功能，就是让你的血管的一个更加的一个这个血液循环更加的一个顺畅吧。
It helps to break down the fat in the body.
它可以帮助燃烧脂肪。
Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. The bitter taste. See, the bitter and astringent, these are the two tastes which normally people don't like to eat.
就是都
But
是苦味的话，刚刚那个辛辣的，大部分人都不是特别喜欢的口味。
so, normally the vegetables like cabbage, celery, broccoli, they're all having a small, a little bit of bitter by nature. So this is very much needed for cleaning. The bitter and astringent taste is both are using for cleaning purposes of our body. It helps to evacuate. It helps to detox. It helps to remove the impurities from the body.
那就是这个苦味呢，就是可能很多人不是特别喜欢，但这个苦味确实很重要，它可以有一些排毒清理的作用，可以让我们毒素可以排出体外。
It reduces pitta and kapha, and also it activates vata. Vata is responsible for removing, movement. So this two taste is very much needed in our diet for evacuation or cleaning of the body.
那它可以平衡卡法跟皮塔的能量，它会增加 Vata 的能量，因为那个 Vata 的这个特性就是移动嘛，所以通过这些的，就是说苦味它可以更好的帮助排毒作用。
So when you take even in Ayurvedic medicine or Chinese medicine, you know that most of the medicines are bitter or astringent by nature.
就我们知道很多的一个中药啊，它其实都是一个苦味的。
So that helps for cleaning and detoxing and removing the impurities in the body.
它可以帮助我们去把身体的一些这个毒素垃圾排出来。
So that also we have to use it in a proper way, because too much of vata again can create the bloating sensation and digestive issues and all. So you must use it in a proper way.
但是我们也要注意，不要饮用过多的这个口味，因为它会增强我们的 Vata 的能量，它会导致我们的腹胀跟消化的问题。
We'll go to the next slide, please.
我们来到下一页。
Same with the astringent, almost the same. The lentils, the pomegranate, green apples, the skin of the grape, cauliflower. These all are astringent by taste. So it also reduces kapha and pitta, and high levels of this can create vata predominance. Like we have said with the last. With the bloating sensation, too much of air, and it affects the digestion. So these types of food, we have to take it in a proper way, along with some other spices, which helps for digestion. So this also is needed in our diet in a proper quantity.
那关于这个色味也是的，就是说我们也不能这个摄取过多，进行过多的话，它会就是会让我们的 Vata 能量升高，我们也要适量的去摄取。
So if we add this 6 taste in our daily food in a proper ratio, that is very, very important, in a proper ratio, it helps for the digestion and absorption, utilization, removing of toxins. Everything will be functioning in an equilibrium way, in a proper way, so that our body will be nourished properly, digested properly, eliminated properly. Everything is based on the food.
那就是说，我们如果能够在我们日常生活中呢，更好的去把这个六个口味能够运用进去的话，然后让就是适合自己的一个比例的话，它就可以起到一个非常好的一个帮助消化的功能，排出毒素的功能。它可以就是让我们身体得到滋养，因为食物是我们生活中最重要的一个部分。
The ratio of the food when you choose, it should be based on your prakriti also. You have to consider.
那就是包括食物的一个量，摄取的量的话，也是根据你的体质来决定的。
So, for example, a Vata predominant person, if he takes bitter and astringent food, is not good because it can create constipation. It can create, the dryness of the body, then bloating sensation of the body. So that is not good for a Vata predominant person.
那对于 Vata 型的人，那个苦跟涩的口味就不是特别适合他，因为这个很容易让他就身体变得很干燥，容易产生便秘，然后一些胀气的问题。
So we must choose as per the prakriti. We have to take the ratio, how much we have to eat.
我们要根据我们的体质来，然后来适量的来进食。
Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Some of the basic spices which will be useful for our daily cooking will be explained now. The first thing is the cumin.
那我们就是说，还有一些常用的一些香料，然后我们也要去来跟大家讲一下。
So the cumin seed, normally we use for taste, but it is having a lot of other medicinal properties.
那我们这个孜然呢，就是我们是一种香料，但它确实也有很多药用的价值。
You can make this cumin. You can add to the curry or for the food you make, but as a medicine or for a daily purpose, it can be used in the form of a herbal tea.
那如果说就是说你当然可以来加在咖喱里边，但是如果作为一个就是一个药用的价值，你可以煮那个草本茶。
Those people who are having a problem with digestion, acidity, not acidity, what you call the bloating sensation, indigestion, diarrhea-like problem. For such people, this cumin seeds are highly useful. Cumin seed tea is highly useful.
那对那些有这个消化问题，包括胀气还有腹泻的人的话，这个你在这个草本茶里面加一些这个孜然会有帮助。
The people suffering from acidity problem, ulcer problem, bleeding problem, cumin seed tea is not good.
就对那个就是说你有胃酸，然后你有那个口腔溃疡的一些人，这个不要使用孜然。
So you have to make a cumin tea, and if you drink it in warm with a little bit of lime and honey and all, after or along with food, with your main food, will be highly useful.
那你可以跟这个柠檬还有水一起蜂蜜一起煮，然后跟食物一起吃，会有帮助。
Another most important spice we use in our cooking is turmeric.
那另外一个非常重要的话，我们在烹饪中使用的就是一个姜黄粉。
So this turmeric, you can having a lot of other things like it is a very good anti-inflammatory. It reduces the free radicals and in the body, and it helps to balance the toxins. It helps to reduce the toxins, toxic effect of the food which can make in our body.
那这个姜黄粉它是一个很强的一个抗氧化剂，它能够去那个排出我们身体的毒素。
So in Indian kitchen, without turmeric, there is no curry at all.
就是说，在我们印度的那个厨房啊，这个姜黄是非常重要的。
You can make a turmeric water and wash the vegetables and fruits in this, so which helps to remove the toxins, the pesticides or insecticides and whatever it is, the dust and everything can be cleaned by washing with turmeric water.
那你可以用姜黄粉，然后加一些水来洗这个蔬菜水果，它可以帮你杀菌。
It is very good for improving immunity. So we call the golden milk. That means the milk boiled with or after boiling the milk, add a drop, 1 or 2 pinch of turmeric into it, cover it for some time, and drink that milk. It's called the golden milk, or one of the best medicine you can do. You can use it daily for immunity purpose.
那就是这个姜黄，它有非常强的起身免疫力的作用。那在印度我们有一个叫做一个黄金牛奶，我们会把这个牛奶煮开之后，最后加点姜黄粉，加1-2撮姜黄粉，然后盖着盖一会儿去喝。
You can add it with the cow's milk or almond milk or any other types of milk, soya milk or anything. If somebody is allergic to cow's milk, they can use the other milks also.
就是说，如果你对这个牛奶过敏，那你可以放在任何的一个乳制品里。
Next slide, please.
下一页。
So we'll see the ginger and it is not pepper, it is actually the picture shows here is chili. It is not the one. The pepper, when we say it is a black pepper. So the ginger is again a very good digestive stimulant. As I told you, you have to add a little bit of ginger with the heavy food like too much of sweet, too much of protein, that sort of thing. You can add ginger. That is why when you cook meat, lentils, you have to add some ginger in it.
那就是做生姜的时候，你要注意要跟那些口味很重的食物放在一块儿，比如说那些很甜的，然后你煮肉的时候，高蛋白的食物，煮豆类，你要放一些生姜。
So it helps for the people, especially the children. They are having any indigestion problem, vomiting and all. Take a little bit of juice of ginger, or you can make a tea of dried ginger and add a little bit of honey and to give it sip by sip. Don't drink too much. It can increase acidity. So take a little bit and put it in your tongue with little bit of honey and little bit of lemon, which helps to reduce the vomiting sensation and nausea. And it is good for digesting the food.
那比如说有些小孩他有些就是对食物他会有一些这个就是说觉得恶心啊，想吐的感觉，你就可以就是弄一些干姜，然后一点点，然后加一些蜂蜜柠檬，或者可以加一点滴，然后放在嘴巴里边，然后它可以就是防止这个呕吐恶心的这种感觉。
So maybe you can use a tea of ginger also. Maybe a small piece of ginger boiled in 1 or 2 liters of water, and if you drink it in a little, which helps to reduce the flatulence, and it helps for the motion. All these purposes, the ginger tea is good.
Good for what? Can you repeat?
The ginger tea, which you can make, a small piece of ginger in 2 liters of water, boil it, and you have to drink it sip by sip. Don't keep this ginger water for a long time because it may get spoiled. So ginger tea, take a small piece of ginger, boil it in 2 liters of water, and drink in 3 or 4 hours, little by little. It's good for removing the toxins from the body, or to improve the digestion, reducing the gas, for all this purpose.
就是说这个生姜的话，就是你可以跟一个2升的水一起煮，然后但是你可以煮完这一锅之后，你可以3-4个小时可以慢慢喝，但这个也不要放太久的时间，它可以帮你促进消化，然后排出身体的毒素，还有一些胀气。
Can you share the slide? Then comes the pepper.
那我们这个 pepper 讲的是黑胡椒，不是这个辣椒。
So it is good digestive stimulant, expectorant. It removes it is good for fever. Antipyretic means fever. So in our tradition, if you get some common cold or fever, the first thing to do is to make a tea made of pepper, little bit of dried ginger and little bit of mint, a little bit of cardamom, all these things, we boil it in water, then take the steam of it. It helps to opens up all your, the nose, if any nasal block, and opens up your system.
就是说，在印度的话，就是说，如果说我们感冒的话，常见的感冒发烧，我们会怎么做呢？我会放一些黑胡椒，然后干的姜，还有薄荷叶，还有那个小豆蔻，然后一起煮，然后把这个水来蒸你的脸，然后它可以帮你打开这个鼻腔。
And it also, you can drink little by little along with the light food. So it helps and take rest. That is the main treatment for any type of viral infections and on any types of fever in the first phase of treatment.
那就是说，我们在生病的，就是说感冒发烧的一个第一阶段的时候，我们就可以这样做，也可以喝一些这样的一个草本茶。
So this is very, very useful in our daily life if when the climate changes or some sort of viral infections or anything. This you can drink from the very beginning, take rest and eat light food. It will be very useful in the first phase, or it can be highly useful in our daily life.
它就是对我们每天的非常有生活非常有用，这块。
And yesterday also I have mentioned about the abuse of drugs for any fever and all. Don't take too much of antibiotic. This is very, very harmful for our body. The antibiotics must be used as per the direction of the doctors and also in a very healthy way.
那就是说我昨天也讲到，就是你会生病的话，很多人都很喜欢吃药。我建议大家可以少吃药，因为很多的药它都是有抗生素的，那不建议的。
We'll go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Then another main spice we use in our daily kitchen in India is coriander.
另外一个我们用的非常多的就是香菜了。
So it is a medicine for acidity and ulcer-related problems. It's a first medicine.
对这个，就是说胃酸呐、还有就是说那个溃疡啊什么，它非常的有效。
So the people suffering from acidity after eating food or a little bit of spicy food and all, you can make a coriander tea and drink it sip by sip. It will be very useful for cooling down the pitta or the acidity.
那就是说，当你吃了很辣的食物，然后你胃酸过多的时候，你就可以喝一点这个香菜籽茶，它可以降低你的这个身体的一个酸性。
The people suffering from high blood pressure, high acidic thing, you can make a tea made of coriander and moringa leaf or coriander seed, coriander leaf, a little bit of cinnamon. This type of tea will be highly useful for such disorders.
那就是你如果说你有高血压的话，你可以建议可以把那个香菜籽、香菜叶，包括这个肉桂，还有这个叫什么辣木等，可以放在一块儿来泡茶喝。
Then comes the cinnamon, another beautiful herb and spice we use in our kitchen. It helps to reduce the irritable bowel nature, liver function. Then it is good for cough and cold. You can make a tea with ginger and pepper, so in a proper ratio based on the condition, and drink warm, which helps to pacify mainly the pitta, the heat of the body.
就是说，这个肉桂呢，它就是说，它对这个适用于肠易激综合症，对这个肠胃的胀气啊、肝功能、咳嗽、感冒都有好处。你跟那个生姜，还有生姜汁，还有这个胡椒粉一起混合，再少量蜂蜜，特别好，它可以帮助降低这个皮塔。
Go to the next slide, please. Then comes Tulsi. Tulsi is a very auspicious herb in our family, especially in India. If you go to any house, there will be at least one small Tulsi in front of the house.
那这个 Tusi 呢，在印度的话是非常重要的一个植物。你到每个家里去，他们每家人基本上都会种这个 Tusi。
And it is highly useful for different types of infections, viral infections, bacterial infections, fungus, all type of poisoning, even with this, an insect bite, for everything, or inflammation, reducing the inflammation. For all these purpose, Tulsi can be used.
那对于一些各种这个感染啊、炎症啊、病毒造成的一些症状，感冒、头痛、胃病、炎症等等，它都适用。
So the leaf, you can put it in water, boil and take the steam, which helps to opens up your lungs and the alveolus, the air passages, and it is highly useful for cold and fever.
那它就是你可以除了喝之外，你也可以用水这个就是什么去蒸，然后它对这个支气管炎呐、哮喘啊、呼吸道疾病啊、感冒、咳嗽啊都有很大的益处。
It also helps to clean the aura. So people used to wear the leaf of tulsi on the hair, especially the ladies, and men wear on the ears, or they will keep it in the hands. And for cleaning the aura energy, also tulsi got a very special power.
那另外的 Tusi 的话，它也是对于这个气场清理的作用也很大。一般的话，他们一般印度一些人他会把 Tusi 带在身上。
So you might have seen in movies and all, tulsi plants will be planted in the courtyard in front of the house, so that the breeze comes from that, goes to the house and purify the house.
那我们是不是在印度里边会看到，就是在一个家里的话，就是说他们会把这个 Tusi 这个植物放在这个门口，然后这个一个祭司就会过来，然后来帮他们清理这个家里的气场。
So in any weather, tulsi can grow, but it cannot prevent cold. So you have to keep it inside your home during the winter.
那就是说，这个 Tusi 它可以适用于很多的这个气候，但是它很怕冷，所以就是冬天的话，你要把它放在室内。
Then comes asparagus, that is one of the best medicine for female disorders.
那这个芦笋呢，它是一个非常好的药，对这个女性的一个各种问题来说，它非常有效。
So the asparagus, it is for menstrual disorders, female sex problems. It increases the breast milk, and it is good for pregnancy for the nutrition of the mother and fetus during pregnancy. So it is called the medicine or food for woman.
就是这个芦笋对女性的来说，它是非常好的一个药。它就是说，对于经期，它对经期的各种问题啊，更年期的各种问题，包括这个对它这个就是哺乳啊，还有这个孕期啊，对它这个孕期这个胎盘的一个营养啊等等，它都是非常好的一剂良药。
You can use asparagus in many ways, like making a soup out of it, boil it with milk and drink that as a medicine, as a food. In different ways, you can use asparagus.
是，就是说，你可以把它作为食物，也可以把它作为一剂药，有很多的方法可以去吃。
The name of asparagus in Sanskrit is called Shatavari, which means a woman will be having so energy or so powerful or so strengthened even to have relation with 100 man.
就是说，它这个在梵文里边叫 Shatavadi， 这个就是说，它这个就指的是女性。you mean can you repeat? He can have a lot of energy for what?
They have a lot of sex power or the power of body to even to have a relationship with 100 men.
OK， 就是它的一个梵文的意思，就是说，就是这剂药 Shatavadi 的，就是说你对一个女性来说，她就会很有这个提升她的性能量，她甚至可以跟100个一个男性在一起都没问题。
So the meaning Shata Vari means relation with Shata means 100. So 100 men, I mean that much sex power or that much energy. It is not only I'm talking about sex, but it is about the health of the woman, in general health of the woman. This is one of the best food and medicine.
就是我并不只是讲它的一个性功能，我讲的是一个对于女性来说的它的一个整体的健康的问题。
We'll go to the next slides.
到下一页。
Then comes cardamom. Cardamom is one of the best medicines and spice which we can use in our daily kitchen.
这个就是一个小豆蔻，对我们这个每天这个做饭的话也非常的常用。
The best variety of cardamom comes from our part of India, from our own district where I live. So what I wanted to tell you, if you use cardamom, never use the skin. Remove the skin and don't use the skin for any cooking.
就是这个 cardamom 来自于我的家乡这个 Kerala 南部，印度的南部。那就是说你要注意的是，就是如果你在使用这个 cardamom 的时候，要注意的话，千万不能用皮，要去把这个外面的皮去了。
Why I am saying this is the amount of pesticides they use for producing cardamom is, fearful. So you must not use the inside seed is safe, but outside covering of the cardamom you should not use for any cooking. You remove it, use the seeds only.
因为就是说这个外皮啊，它因为在种植这个 cardamom 这个香料的时候，它用了很多这个很强的一个农药吧，那它的表皮是充满了一些有害的物质。
So for many purposes to remove the, it is having a lot of antioxidants. It reduces blood pressure, anti-inflammatory nature, for digestive problem, ulcers, for many type of problems you can use cardamom. It's a very good medicine.
就是它有很多的作用，它有抗氧化的作用，然后抗癌的作用，然后降低血压，然后抗炎症啊，帮助消化，等等很多的一个作用。
So you can make a good tea out of cardamom, with adding some ginger or honey and lemon, and you have to drink it in warm form. It is very good for opening up your system, improves the circulation, and it is good for improving the sex power for both men and women. Cardamom tea.
就是说，对于这个 cardamom 来说，它非常，你可以跟生姜、柠檬和蜂蜜一起煮，然后它可以让你的身体系统可以打开，然后促进你的血液循环，身体的循环，也可以增加你的性功能。
We'll go to the next slide. Another main thing which we use in Indian cuisine, Indian kitchen is fenugreek.
就是另外一个就是葫芦巴籽。
So the fenugreek is a very good medicine for digestive problems and also to reduce the kapha and improves to reduce cholesterol, and also it is one of the best medicine we are using for diabetes.
那它就是说它是促进消化，然后它可以降低卡法的一个能量，然后对这个高血脂、糖尿病尤其有效。胆
It
固
has
醇
a very special effect in the secretion of breast milk for women.
它
So
可以改
after
善哺乳期妈妈的一个奶量。
So it is very good medicine for the, or we use it as a medicine for breast, related issues, breast, to improve the breast milk, and also you can make different types of soups. We make generally soups with this.
那就是说，它对这个能够改善哺乳期妈妈的奶量，然后另外的话，它就是我们经常会跟汤一起煮。
So you can, after washing the seeds, maybe 1 spoon, keep it in water in the overnight, and you can use that tea along with the seed. You can drink with some turmeric powder and a little bit of lime. It's very good for controlling diabetes.
就是说你可以泡一整晚上，然后第二天早上你可以加一些这个姜黄粉啊、柠檬 它对这个糖尿病有很好的作用。
So we'll go to the next slide. So this is one of the best herbal tea we can make as per the Prakriti. So Vata, cumin seeds and cinnamon tea.
对，这个对瓦塔型的人，就是你可以用这个孜然加上这个肉桂，这个茶是对瓦塔的体质特别适合。
Then the coriander seed or coriander leaf tea, mint leaf tea, etc. for Pitta.
然后这个就是说对 Pitta 的话，就是说这个香菜籽的茶，还有薄荷茶。
Tulsi tea or pepper tea or ginger tea for Kapha.
对 Kapha 的话是 Tulsi，就是罗勒叶的茶，还有姜茶，它对 Kapha 特别好。
So the main thing you have to remember is when you make a tea, don't boil it too much. Take some boiling water, add this leaves or seeds and all into it, then cover it for some time. Then the essential oils, everything will remains in that, and that is a way to make the tea. Don't boil it too much after putting the leaf or seeds or whatever it is to make the tea.
就是像你做煮这个草本茶的时候，就特别注意，就说你不要说煮太久，不要煮太久，然后煮完之后你要把它盖一会儿。
Okay, now we go to the next slides. Here is what I have said before to prepare a beautiful and very nutritious, delicious food which we have in our Indian kitchen, especially in Ayurvedic kitchen. Its name is khichdi, and you can see the ingredients here. You can make, instead of basmati rice, any grains. You can use broken wheat, you can use oats, whatever carbohydrate thing you can add. You can use even ragi, or you can use millet, any type of grain you can use instead of basmati rice. So one cup of that.
就是说，我们今天讲一个非常养生的一个叫 khichdi，那就是说你在讲配料的时候呢，你这个不一定要用印度香米，那任何的，比如说那个燕麦也可以，你加这个全麦类的那个也可以，然后你或者说你小米啊，各种米都可以。
So the method of preparation is given here. So you can take it from this, and we will go how we prepare. Please go to the video.
我们可以看，我们先看一下这个一个视频。
A basic Ayurvedic style khichdi. This is a great recipe as we're going into the colder months, and it'll make sure to keep your immune system up. So let's get cooking. To make our khichdi, here I've taken around half a cup of split yellow mung beans and half a cup of white basmati rice that I've combined in this bowl, and I'm going to rinse this under cold running water to get rid of any excess starch. Now that this is done, I'm going to soak my rice and lentils in cold water for around 15 to 20 minutes. This will make sure the khichdi is easier to digest. Here I have a pot on medium-high heat to which I'm adding around a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I just like the flavor of coconut oil because it's so rich and creamy. Now that the oil is hot, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 2 small sticks of cinnamon, 2 cloves, and I'm going to mix this for around 10 to 15 seconds. To this, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, an inch of ginger that's been finely chopped, and half a teaspoon of cumin seed powder that's been roasted. I'm going to cook this for around 5 to 10 seconds because we don't want to overcook our spices. To this, I'm going to add the strained rice and lentils. Cook this in the oil and spices for around 3 to 4 minutes till it starts to get a nice roasted smell. It's been 4 minutes and now it's time to add our water. For 1 cup of grains and lentils, I'm going to add around 3 cups of hot water. I'm going to wait for this to come to a bubble, reduce the heat to low, and cover with the lid and cook for around 35 to 40 minutes till everything is completely cooked. At the 20-minute mark, you want to make sure that your khichdi still has a soup-like consistency, and if it's too thick or if it's sticking to the bottom, just add a little more water, give it a mix, and close the pot once again. Leaving the salting to the end, make sure that your lentils and rice cook uniformly. So it's been exactly 40 minutes, and as you can see, my khichdi has a really nice consistency and everything is cooked through perfectly. I'm gonna ladle into my pot here, add some cilantro for a garnish, and also give it a squeeze of lemon for that extra flavor. And that's the finished dish. Hey, I'm Kendra, and
So I hope all of you getting some water in your mouth after seeing this.
我想希望大家是不是看到这个就饿了，有口水流出来了。
Okay, so this is an yummy food khichdi, which will be very useful for all types of prakriti. We can choose the types of grains, type of lentils, which will be suitable for your prakriti.
那就是这款食物呢，它是适合于各种体质，但是你在选择一些里边的配料的时候，你可以按照自己的体质来进行调整。
So this will go with your breakfast or lunch or dinner. At least once in a day, if you take this khichdi, it gives you everything which is needed for your body, with all taste, with all types of nutrients. It contains vegetables, it contains lentils, protein, carbohydrate, spices, salt, everything in the proper ratio is very good for your health.
那就是说，如果你3餐里边有一餐是khichdi的话，它可以保证你所有的营养都已经均衡了，因为它包含了6味，然后里边的一些这个有豆类蛋白质啊，还有你可以放一些蔬菜，然后呢，就是说也会有足够的香料。
You can make your own variations in this. Say, for example, when you cook it, you can add some vegetables also into it, along with cooking the rice and lentils. So the speciality is, if you cook all these things together, the rice, lentils, and it will be wholesome and it is easy for our body to digest.
Put together or not together?
Together. When we cook any food together, it is easy for the body to digest.
OK， 就是说呢，你也可以就是根据这个基础上，你自己也可以跟自己的口味调整，然后你可以加一些蔬菜进去。那我们如果说把这些东西一起煮的话，它可以帮助消化。
So this principle you can use even for making your food. Say, for example, if you are making meat, that meat also you can cook in the same way. You have to boil it, then add to the rice and cook it together, so that it will work together, it blend together, and you can add some spices and all to it. So that is also, instead of making rice separately and meat separately, mix this together and cook together so that it is be easy for the system to understand and to digest it properly.
那如果说我建议你自己在这个烹饪的时候也注意，比如说你要煮一些肉，你可以把肉跟米饭一起混合在一块煮。那它这样的话，其实对这个系统来说，它就更好的可以辨识出来。
But one thing to remember, the meat is something which needs more time to cook. So you have to add some pre-cooked, little bit cooked rice. Cooked meat, or a small pieces of meat into the rice when you cook it.
就是你要注意，因为这个肉它需要烹饪很长的时间，所以你可以建议你先把肉，就是煮熟的肉，或者说那个把肉切成小块，然后再跟米一起煮。
So this is the use of khichdi. It helps to cool your system. It helps to digest. It will be easy to digest. It will be easy to absorb to your body. It gives you all types of nourishment inside. And it is staple food for any age, any type of conditions, even if you are diseased stage or a healthy stage, anytime you can use this food. So it is one of the best Ayurvedic medicine on food in your daily life.
那这款食物呢，它可以让你的这个身体系统可以就是变得一个更加清凉一点，然后它也很容易消化，容易吸收。它其实是适合任何的体质、任何的年龄、任何的身体情况下，不管你是就是在疾病的阶段还是健康的阶段，它都是一个非常的一个有营养价值，然后非常好的一个食物，也可以称为一款药膳。
We'll go to the next slide, please.
Today,
So there is another what you call preparations called Tridoshik dal, that the lentil soup preparation for all types of prakriti.
这个叫达尔，它是一款豆汤。
Shall we play the video?
我们先看一下这个一个视频。
So this is one of the excellent and mostly nutritious, yummy soup which you can add or you can use as it is, or you can add with your the rice or vegetables. And this is one of most beautiful food which we have in our Ayurvedic cooking system.
这个是一款非常有营养价值的一款豆汤，你可以跟蔬菜跟米饭一起食用。
So please take these ingredients and you can get it maybe later from Michelle, and take these videos and all to cook. So if we make such food daily at our home, no doubt you can keep the medicines and what you call the treatments away from your life for all types of people. Only thing is we must understand our prakriti, analyze our prakriti properly, and as per that we have to choose the food, the ingredients, everything you can choose based on that. Is this one model?
那就是说，如果说你可以正确的选择食物的话，那你就可以，你可以很确定可以跟你说，你可以远离一些药物跟一些治疗。那最主要的还是要根据你的体质来正确的选择食物。
Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. Do we have more slides?
No.
Okay, so with this we have completed the basic information about your cooking and the food, which is very useful in our day-to-day cooking program and day-to-day food, which will be very helpful in keeping our health in a good form and a good energy, the positive energy. We call the sattvic energy. We need, even though we need all types of energy, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, to be a happy person in life. Food is the most important thing, important medicine, and important, thing which nourishes our system.
那就是说，我们刚刚今天讲的一个关于食物跟烹饪的，就是刚刚讲的两款都是一个非常院性的食物，可以让你变成一个更快乐的人啊。那食物呢，在我们这个生活中占了一个很大的一个重要的地位。
So if you have any doubts and all, please connect with us, and you can send the messages. If you have any personal doubts, you can directly make a one-to-one consultation. So that facility also is available. So please contact Michelle for it.
Yeah,
If-
maybe can we answer some question connect today's food?
Yes.
Can
yes.
ask. 呢，就是我看到几个问题是跟今天吃的东西有关的。有一个就是说，就是今天刚刚饮食上的，他说 someone asking, if for the turmeric powder can put mix with water and drink.
Yes, we can do that way also. Only thing is, in India, we generally says, don't buy the what you call the turmeric powder, which is commercial by nature. If you can buy the turmeric as such, I don't know whether it is available there in your country, but if there is any possibility to buy the turmeric as such, because when you powder it and keep it, after some time it loses its medicinal value. Anything which you powdered and keep, it loses its value. So try to buy the turmeric as a whole and powder it maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks. Keep it in your kitchen, then it will be better.
So he can put turmeric with water, drink directly.
Yes. Take half a glass of water. You have to heat it and add some turmeric into it. Cover it for some time. Then he can drink, or you can even mix it with the normal water and drink. That also is normal. Okay, but to release that flavor from the turmeric powder, it is always better to mix with warm water or hot water and cover it, and then he can drink.
那就是有人问姜黄粉可以直接加水喝吗？它是可以的。那然后如果你要去除那个姜黄的味道的话，你可以有半杯热水之后再加一点点姜黄粉，把盖子盖上喝比较好。但温水、凉水都可以。然后这姜黄的话，最好是有条件的话，最好是新鲜的。So for all the herbal tea, they can drink daily?
We normally suggest not to drink the same tea every day. You can make different tea. Maybe after 2 or 3 days, you can change to another tea. Because anything, if you use continuously, then it can create some, as a medicine, it can create some sort of irritability in the body. So always better to change some form of some changes you can make in the tea when you drink every day.
有人问就是每天可以饮用吗？然后就是他建议说这个草本茶是可以每天饮用，但是就说你不要每天都用同一种，你也可以换一下，这样子。还有人你说Suzuki 呢 pumpkin， 有人问什么？Tridosa use 就是 so for Tridosa dar use Suzuki not pumpkin.
Both are okay. That is why I'm saying this is one preparation which is mentioned. You can add zucchini, you can add pumpkin, you can add any other type of vegetables like beans. You can add long beans. You can add maybe a little bit of beetroot. You can add any type of vegetables as you like, as per the prakriti. As I said, you can choose here.
那就是刚刚有人问，就说这个豆汤里边是不是可以加什么？那个 Suzuki 这个什么菜，我也突然没反应出来。就说我的意思就是说，他的意思就是说，你加的蔬菜是可以 根据不同的体质，根据你自己的体质情况加不同的蔬菜。你可以加那种就是我不知道不同地方有可能不同名字啊，比如说加刀豆啊、豆角啊，或者说这个甜菜啊等等，根据你的体质来选择。Someone asking for that green bean can change to red bean.
Yes.
对，是
That's
可以
why anything you can choose if it is good for you, if you feel after eating it, if you feel comfortable, if you feeling digestion is good, if it is not making any gas or any bloating, or if your elimination is good, so then it is suiting for you. So based on that, you can choose.
就是你可以自己尝试嘛，你吃了之后你自己的消化感觉怎么样？你的肠胃舒不舒服？那如果是很舒服的话，那就适合你的，你可以换的。里边的东西你是根据你的体质，跟你自己的个体的一个情况，你可以换。就是还有一个阿魏粉，那个 there's one spice called 突然因为我那个梵文这个名字阿魏 how do I say the powder the spice
I didn't understand.
要想那个查一下那个阿魏粉的这个英文。那这个到周一再回答吧，好吧？你说这个阿姨会，这个因为这个七味粉 hing。
Okay. Hing is one of the best spice we use. Asafoetida. Yesterday I have mentioned that. Asafoetida is very good for digestion. It is good for improving the digestive fire. Then it is good for eliminating the toxins from the food. It is good for killing the germs and the microorganisms in the food we eat. So in many ways, hing can be used.
就这个阿魏粉，它有很多作用，促进消化，包括杀菌啊这样的作用。这是不是七味粉，我就不知道，可以查一下，因为可能是台湾的。
When you make khichdi also, you can add hing. Along with other spices, you can add hing also when they cook.
OK， 就是你在就是煮这个，你在加这个阿魏粉的时候，你可以加入其他的香料，也还就是一个就根据自己的体质来调整这个食物。
Normally, we add hing to all types of lentils when we cook.
就是当时我们一般是在煮豆类的时候会加入这个阿魏粉。对 ，Yes。
Any more questions?
No.
Okay. So, shall we complete today's class?
Yes. OK.
So with this, I thankful to all of you to be participating in this program. And as I told you, if you have any doubts, we have time. You have to think and write some questions. It will be useful for you as well as us to make it more clear about this science. And of course, we have a lot of opportunity. We are organizing different types of programs for learning this science in depth, and also for personal consultation, we have opportunity. So please keep in touch with us for further learning, and also for using the science for their health and other benefits. With this, I thank all of you for participating in this program. With today's class, we are completing the basic course of Ayurveda. In future, we are planning for in-depth courses. Those who are interested to practice Ayurveda in their daily life, or to those who are doing the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine also, you can use the principles, and you can use some of our techniques for their practical purposes. And I hope with this, the two traditional knowledge, that is the traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicines, which I think developed in the same period in the history, can be combined and can be used for the benefit of the society. And I am very thankful for organizing this and giving me an opportunity to be with you for all these days.
那就是说，我今天特别感谢大家能够 来参与到这个课程，来学习这个阿育吠陀这个生命的科学。那就是说我们也是就是大家有任何的一个问题，然后对这个课程有什么不清楚的地方，请大家可以写下来，然后我们明天会有专门的一个答疑的时间，大家可以抓紧这个机会。那另外的话，我们将来也会有其他的一个这个课程呢，包括如果说你有个人的一些健康问题需要咨询，我们也可以来预约我们健康的一对咨询。那就是说我们这次课程呢是学了阿育吠陀的一个最基本的一个概念。那我也希望说，我们这个将来也会有进阶的课程，然后要教大家更多的关于阿育吠陀的一个知识，包括一些实用的一个技能。那这个阿育吠陀呢，跟我们的中医呢有很多相似的地方，所以我相信说，这两个这个医疗的体系是对我们的健康，对我们的生命都是非常重要的，都会让我们获益。所以我们希望将来有更多的探索。
And we are organizing different programs, even for aura cleaning. We have very special people, special connected with our center, with our hospital, to help you to clean your aura. If you feel any energy imbalance, that also is possible to organize. And we are organizing it for different people from different parts of the world are participating in this program. And that also will be very helpful for our overall health and well-being.
那另外的话，其实我们医院也会有跟这个就是一些很专业的人士，我们一起合作了关于这个气场清理。那就是这个气场清理呢，对这个我们的能量不平衡的状态非常有效。我们也帮助了这个全世界各国的人来做这个气场清理的这个项目。如果大家有兴趣的话，我们也可以来咨询。
One of the branch of Ayurveda is called the medical astrology. It's called Deva Vyapashaya Chikitsa. It's a branch of Ayurveda in which you have the possibility to check the energy level based on the planetary positions.
那另外，就阿育吠陀有一支是关于这个医学的这个占星，它也可以你可以了解你这个从你的能量层面去了解你的一个状况。
There are specialist people who specialize in medical astrology is in connection with our, and you will be having opportunity if you are interested to know more about you or your family, anyone, the energy level.
那就是说，如果你想了解你自己或者你家人更多的从能量层面去了解的话，我们也可以跟我们联系。
Based on that, you can choose your profession, you can choose your lifestyle. There are many advantages if you know a little bit about your energy level in the system, or making a plan of your life.
如果你可以知道你的一个能量的一个状态的话，你可以对你的人生、对你一个职业、你的一个人生的规划等等，包括择偶的各方面都会有益处。
It helps to develop an interpersonal relationship, family relationship, the sexual problems or sexual related problems, regarding your child, about their education. So any aspect of that can be checked based on the energy, the planetary energy.
就是关于这个你的一些就是关于你的将来的一个伴侣啊，然后你的一个就是性生活啊各方面的一些问题，都可以通过这个应该是吠陀的一个星盘来了解。
Thank you very much for once again for giving me the opportunity, and we will see tomorrow evening for our question answer session, and I'm looking forward for more questions from you so that I will be able to make it more clear. So think and try for giving you better solutions. Thank you very much.
那就是说，我们明天我也非常感谢大家给我这样机会来分享这个知识。那明天晚上的话，我期待跟大家来做这样一个答疑的一个环节，大家有什么问题可以提出来。然后呢，非常感谢大家。
You can take a photo, all of us, if you on your videos, so that Michelle can take a video and send it to me, so that I can see all our friends here.
OK， 然后像现在医生他希望大家都可以打开一个摄像头，然后我们可以来看，可以有一张合影，就是我们可以打开我们的摄像头， 我们可以义工来可以拍一张合影。医生也想看看大家，看看我们这几天的学员，他想看看大家。我们可以把我们的摄像头都打开一下。大家都美美的，行，可以，我们来，可以拍一张照片。太好了，我们邀请大家都可以想见一下大家哦。这几天我们一起共同在一起学习阿育吠陀的知识，还有几位来，我们也一起来打开一下我们的摄像头。你们准备好了没有？来，我们可以还有几位同学来打开一下摄像头，然后我们可以彼此来看一下，认识一下。太棒了，都是美美的。好的，那我们可以义工来捕捉一下这个画面。
You have done?
Yeah. 已经拍好了是吧？太好了，太好了。好，感谢大家。那如果 OK 的话 ，OK 了。行，好了，那我们就是今天就到这里。然后我们大家一个是抓紧时间，可以回去考虑一下，就是大家这几天有什么样的疑问，然后可以在我们群里边记录，好吗？那我们今天课程就到这里啦，大家拜拜。
请问刚才说那个小豆蔻要去皮，可是买粉的话怎么办？
豆蔻也是要买的，
对，但是如果买的是小豆蔻粉，那就不知道它有没有。
豆蔻粉
就是几点的？app 的几点的？
So they are asking for the cardamom. They can use the cardamom powder.
Don't use too much powder. You can buy the cardamom, remove the skin and use.
那建议的话是最好不是
the powder after some time the flavor.
不会原转曲是不是？
最好还是要用买那个 cardamom。
好，谢谢。
行，好的，那我们今天就课程到这里，大家有问题可以在群里边接龙，然后我们明天专门是回答问题，好吗？好的，大家拜拜。